The Heart Sisters interviewed Jessi. Baby! However, a majority of people say that it was a hard watch and that it was really uncomfortable to see. Now, I know this subreddit, Asian American NYT Snark, it's not like, the best subreddit to look into this, as it will be kind of lenient towards certain sides. However, it seems like the whole K-pop community kind of has the same opinion about this whole podcast interview, and I just wanted to talk about it. So first of all, this person said, honestly, really enjoy the Heart Sisters podcast, as the usual chill and laid back style is funny. That is true, but the recent podcast with Jessi just seemed so unprepared. It was really clear they didn't do any of the research and barely knew much about her. Good on Jessi though for clocking them and telling them what they should do next time. As much as I do like watching the Heart Sisters, I do feel at times they are out of touch and need some humbling. There's that one. Next one, Heart Sisters didn't do any research on Jessi. Cringed so hard the entire video because the Heart Sisters didn't do any form of research on Jessi before having her on the podcast. For example, not knowing she was a host, aka Jessi showed to view, differentiating her single versus album, etc. And then in the K-popers subreddit, I just want to say most subreddits aren't credible. Well, there are some helpful ones, but like in terms of opinion and stuff, they're not the most credible. But this is how a lot of people have responded. Bro, I just watched the episode. I'm so mad. Like, how can they come so unprepared? They could have researched about Jason and paid no attention to Jessi. Is Jessi that unpopular? I really love Jessi. I'm so furious. Episode was so hard to watch. Yes, so I have watched clips and all that. This has come on my For You page, and yeah, it felt very awkward. It felt like, to put it nicely, right, here's the thing, Heart Sisters have mostly made me laugh, right? However, watching these clips, it was like watching when your teacher asked your friend to like say thank you to the presenter at an assembly, to like stand up and say thank you for saying thank you for the assembly, but the teacher asked, and make sure you say thank you for what they did specifically at the assembly, but your friend didn't really know much about what happened, so it kind of feels like you're kind of getting there, but it's not quite there. And no disrespect towards Heart Sisters, listen, doing a podcast and interviewing, like, you need a certain type of skill to do it. Because if you have those skills and that type of vibe, it's very easy to do so. But it's clear that Heart Sisters, they're pretty new to podcasting and interviewing. But when you have a special guest, especially if they're promoting something, it is very important to do research about them. Like, for example, I saw clips of them doing the podcast with Jason the Ween, and they seem very comfortable and fluid with them. I don't know whether they're friends or not, because I believe Jason's from LA and they're from New York, so different sides of the US, so I don't know whether they're friends or they are fans of each other, so they pretty much know what is like, what the content is like, so they don't really need to do much. Whereas Heart Sisters, it kind of felt like they were trying a bit too hard to be like, oh yeah, no, Jessi, we like you, we like your single, it's an album. And yeah, but then, Jessi, she is a very straightforward and honest person. And she's gonna call you out no matter what. She's that type of person. She's been in the industry for 20 years now. Since 2005. She was very young. She grew up in the industry, barely taking any breaks. And then she had the legendary Short to View show. Everyone loved that. Like, if you saw the Show to View interview that they did with ITZY, you'd see that Yuna wanted to do what Heart Sisters did with Jessi, and it was adorable. It was fun to see. Whereas with Heart Sisters, like, if you have a guest on, like, first of all, if you don't know much about them, never say that you're a big fan of them. Be honest. Like, yes, they might have you on the show. Like, just say, I'm thankful for having you on the show. It's really a pleasure to meet you. That's fine to say, because, that should be the truth. But saying, you're a big fan, I've been watching you for a long time, I know your stuff. That type of stuff, you should be honest about. Because, like, for example, if I had the chance to interview, let's say, Taylor Swift, right? I will take that opportunity. However, I don't know much about her, or like the only song that I really can know off by heart of her is like, what was it? She wears short skirts, I wear t-shirts, she's still coming in, I'm on the beaches, and about the day, and you belong with me. That's all I know about Taylor Swift. I don't know much about her latest albums. I don't know much about the Eras tour. All I know is that it has gone on longer, like for a very long time. I'm pretty sure season 4 of Stranger Things happened when the era sort of started, and then now it just ended, and now season 5 of Stranger Things is happening. I feel like it's been that long, and like she does like 2-day concerts and stuff. See, I don't know much about Taylor Swift, but if I had the opportunity to interview her, I would totally take that, because she is, you know, not only she's a megastar, but she's a very talented person, and it is a huge privilege to interview someone that has such high status, high quality, highly talented, highly noticeable, and, you know, not for clout, but pretty much for, like, it is a privilege. It is nice to meet them. Like, the fact that they are willing to spend their time to get interviewed by you, you should be willing to put in the effort of research and knowing about them, and knowing what they do and how hard they have worked to get to where they are now. And if you are at the stage where you get to interview them, that means you have the privilege to know certain things that other people don't know. You get to ask questions that other interviewers haven't asked. Like, for example, look at Hot Ones. Whenever they have a guest, they do their research like they're the CIA. It's kind of scary. I know Heart Sisters couldn't do that, or shouldn't do that, because, like, I'll be honest, if it's a big company and they ask big questions, personal questions, that's like, oh, whoa, you found that out. That's interesting. Or it's like, oh, it's a little podcast, and then they found out those things. That's like, how do you know about that? How did you do all that research? So, like, but like with Jessi, you know, we know she's promoting her latest comeback, and like, just other like popular memes that she's had, because she's in the K-pop industry. No matter how you feel about Jessi, and I know she's been through a lot of controversies, you know all the memes, you've seen all the memes, you've heard it. If not, let me provide an example. Her falling down the stairs of Unpretty Rap Stars. We're not a team. This is competition, right? And then like move the paw, big moves. I can't say it properly, but like there's so many memes about her. Talk about her show being show interview, because like she has full on interviewer experience. So not only, if you knew that, like you'd be willing to like learn from her, or know what you can learn from her, and knows that like she knows how it is to be in your position of interviewing her, because she has interviewed like hundreds of people, like lots of groups. Like ITZY is just the surface of it, and then like her interview with Sangyup, the good old days. That's like 2 years ago, wasn't it? Or 4? Oh wait, what is 3 years ago? 2022. It was so. It's been so long. It's a long time. It's been a long time, and then Sunmi took over show interview, and yeah, Jessi's doing her own thing now. And also ask questions about recent stuff, like not only promoting, but like, you know, the whole controversy thing, like the fact that she got the blame for something that she shouldn't have got the blame for in the whole situation. That was just messy. And how like she's pretty much a veteran in the music industry, specifically in South Korean music. It is insane. So like, yeah, here's the thing, saying how these kinds disrespect Jessi like that, like I don't want to like fully hate Heart Sisters. I never want to hate on someone, but like, you know, there's always room to do better. Like, listen, if I had to interview Jessi, I would fumble quite a few things. Like, I would make sure to do my research, make sure I ask the right questions. But like, listen, I would fumble, I might misspeak. I naturally have a bit of a stutter and a bit of a lisp, so I have difficulty speaking. But I would make sure to give my best interview by doing research, making sure they're comfortable, and showing my true self within that. And like, I would say, yeah, I'm a pretty big fan of her. I wouldn't say I'm a huge follower. I wouldn't say like I've followed her every comeback whatsoever, but I definitely know about her. I've definitely heard her songs, and I've seen her collaborations, her performances, her variety show stuff. It's hilarious, especially stuff with like Yujae-sak, Sangyup, all of them. Oh, the good old days. But yeah, so honestly, it's like, I thought I've said what I needed to say, but like as soon as this got uploaded, the Twitter community exploded. TikTok clipped everything, being like, why are they like this? Oh my gosh, Heart Sisters are cancelled. I knew there was something off about them. They're not real. Oh my gosh, they're actually not friends with Yoonjin. Because if they were friends with Yoonjin, they wouldn't have acted like this towards Jessi and all that. I don't want to be like that. I just want to be like, listen, like, yes, it was very uncomfortable to watch. It was very awkward. It was a hard watch, right? Okay? But but they can learn from this. This is not something that you like cancel them on. All right, it's not as bad as certain other things that other influencers has done. It's just a bit awkward, cringy, embarrassing type of thing. But it's like, listen, maybe for another artist that they don't know that well of, they can do their research and ask questions and ask the right questions. Like, it takes time. Like, if you've seen so many podcasts, you'd see when they first started, they're not the best at it, but then they slowly got better. Like, I'm pretty sure this new podcast, it's pretty new. They barely started. Like, listen, the Heart Sisters are bigger and will be bigger than ever will be as an influencer. So, like, but there's always time to, like, do different things, try different things. And listen, Heart Sisters, like, although I barely know them, I know they're going to do better. They're going to do well. I'm sure with Jessi, yeah, she might have been quite taken aback, quite awkward, quite confused. But, you know, they were able to adjust. And, yeah, this was not something to freak out over. It was just something that was a bump on the road. But overall, it's okay. Let's not fully, like, you know, wish death upon the Heart Sisters.